Hey YouTube, it's Shy. Just wanted to really hop on and say hello once again. I think I posted a video a few weeks ago just about unnecessary narcissistic videos and about breaking away from the narcissist and just really becoming my own and, getting my own stuff and doing my own thing and just completely ending the codependency that I've been dealing with my whole life. So today, I really just want to talk about the process of healing and really how to get to a point where you just don't feel so affected by it anymore. Because I know abuse like this, it consumes you. I mean, it consumes your mind, it consumes everything you do, your thoughts, your habits. I mean, you just want to sleep all day. Sometimes you overeat, you don't want to talk to people, you're antisocial. You just isolate yourself from everyone, and you just want to just curl up in a ball and just cry because you don't understand what just happened to you. And it's hard. I mean, it's the hardest battle I've ever fought in my life, but you know it really comes down to the way, I guess, you think about the situation. Because once you see what you're dealing with, and you know that you're dealing with just a toxic person in general, someone that's egotistical, selfish, all about themselves, just no moral compass, that just wants to treat you like shit, and you finally walk away from them and you realize that you can do better with them, or better without them than you can with them, the whole game is going to change, because it's going to show you who you truly are, which is a really hard process, obviously, because you're doing something you've never done before. And it's scary, but once you do it and you get out there and you improve yourself, it's such a boost in your own self-esteem, because not only did you get out and do it yourself, but you got away from someone who thought that you couldn't, So to anyone that's dealing with this or coming out of it, my biggest thing was just thinking I was never going to be able to get over it, that I was never going to be able to be happy again, that I was just going to be one of those women that just hated men, that never wanted to ever date or, even give it a shot. But the biggest realization I've come to is just the way that we look at it. When you go throughout this process, I think we look at it as a process. Like, when am I going to get over this? Is it going to be today? Is it going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be a month? Is it going to be 2 months? Is it going to be 5 years? It's going to be 10 years. And people are literally waiting to see results about getting out of a situation like this. But what a lot of people fail to realize, I've noticed because I was one of them, is not looking at it as a lesson. We're looking at them like, how could you do this to me? I was such a good person to you. I gave you everything. I was loyal. I was truthful. I gave you a family. But at the end of the day, these people don't know how to accept something great, like people like us, empaths. So they just destroy it, and it's not that they want to, it's that that's just who they are, as people. That's the only pattern that they were taught and that they know how to live out in real life. You were not the problem. You just happen to be a character in their movie that they're playing against themselves. They're literally in a war with themselves. So, the biggest thing that was the hardest thing for me to realize was, this isn't a process. This is a journey. And it can either be miserable, the way you look at it, not wanting to get out of bed every day because this person destroyed you, robbed you of your sanity, your happiness, everything, but when you turn those thoughts around and you really think to yourself, they made me better. If it wasn't for this person, I could still be a dumbass that was getting walked over, just by any and everyone, not having a backbone, not knowing how to say no, not having boundaries, all of that stuff. So it's just really the way you look at it, and look at who we have become today, walking out of the situation, seeing it for what it was, having the balls to walk away, having the balls to not, accept their hoovers and the bullshit that they're going to try to write to you, when you do walk away. You just got to look at it a different way and consider yourself a badass for even going through something like that, instead of looking at yourself as a victim. or being victimized by someone who doesn't even have power over themselves. So that's why they go and they try to have power over other people. They're weak. Only weak people and miserable people want to hurt others and make others miserable. So don't look at it as he or she ruined me or he or she robbed me of this or that. Look at it as a lesson. And not only that, the best lesson you'll ever learn in your life, because this knowledge not only protects you from narcissists, but it protects you from any kind of toxic person out there that's going to try to overstep your boundaries or play with your heart, or even your future generation, your kids. You can pass this, knowledge along about how dirty people can be. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't think about the shittiness that he brought into your life or she brought into your life. Think about what you gained out of this situation, and just how positive you can feel if you just look at it in a different way. Because when you look at it in a different way, which is, it was a lesson learned and it's never going to happen to me again because I'm stronger than I've ever been before, then that is when things are going to turn around. You're going to be happier. You're going to feel happier. You'll be more interested in your day-to-day life, in your kids and everything. You're going to feel so much more positive when you look at it a different way, rather than victimizing yourself and looking at it as, I'm never going to be happy again. Because when you do look at it that way, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you literally have to tell yourself every day that this was a lesson learned once again, and that not only was it a lesson learned, but it was the best lesson you will ever learn. So I don't know, I just felt like I needed to share that because I see a lot of people just kind of stuck in this repetitive loop of, when am I going to get over this? When am I going to get over this? When are these feelings going to subside? When is it all going to be over? It's never going to be over. Every day is a lesson. Every single day is going to be a lesson. I mean, and throughout your whole life, you're going to deal with people like this. So it's never going to stop. But what does happen is when you realize how to deal with it a certain way, which is by being strong, putting up boundaries for yourself, learning how to speak up for yourself, and just not letting people like that override your mind. You're more powerful than that. And you have the ability to keep a shield around you to block people like that out. So again, for anyone out there who just feels like, unhappy and like you're never going to get over this, just look at it a different way. Look, he was a lesson learned. This was not intentional. He did not mean to do this to you. I know it seems like it, the lying, the gaslighting, the cheating. If it wasn't you, it would have been somebody else, I promise you. And when it comes to the new supply, they're going to get it even harder, because narcissists with you, they only learn, their tricks and tactics. They only learn how to, do it better the very next time. So wasn't intentional for you. It wasn't meant towards you. It's just a cycle that they cannot stop. So again, just thank God you got out of this alive, and that you were smart enough to see the situation for what it was and get out. And if you're not out, just see what you're dealing with. Play your cards right. Don't overreact, and just come up with a plan and make sure you educate yourself and never let this happen again. So don't take it too hard. I know that it feels like a process, but really just look at it as a journey, an ongoing journey that's never going to stop, that's only going to lead you towards success if you keep the right mindset and you don't allow people like this in your life anymore to break you down. That's it. If you give someone else the power to break you down, then that means you don't have boundaries. So set boundaries for yourself, and no one will ever be able to break you again. And that's that. So again, it's not a process, it's a journey, and it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. And we just have to go about it the right way. Let that ego go. Stop blaming the narcissist or whoever else all the time, and take accountability for ourselves and realize I stayed in for 9 years. I didn't have to do that. I could have left after all the red flags that I saw, but you know what? I chose to stay because I didn't have boundaries, and I was weak-minded until I saw what I was dealing with, ended the codependency, and realized the strengths and the weaknesses that I needed to work on. So it's the same for everyone else. You guys do that, and you're going to be untouchable. and just keep that mindset throughout your life and teach it to your kids, because it's mental health, I think, is not really, it's not taught like it should be. You know, social media and all these platforms, I think, are promoting things that are really just worthless when it comes to knowledge and power. Knowledge and power lies with good mental health. And it starts with setting boundaries and really just looking at life as a journey and doing the best you can do in that journey and having a good moral compass. So, again, for all the people out there that are looking at this like you're never going to be happy again, you're never going to get out of it, they stole your happiness, you're never going to be able to recover, it's going to get better every single day. I promise you. The quicker you break away from them, the clearer you're going to see it for what it is. And again, when you switch it around and you look at it a different way, which is, I got caught in a hamster wheel with someone that's never going to change. I can change. And now I'm on a better path to a better journey that's going to benefit me and my happiness. And it's going to be it. No longer victimized. That's it. So grow, be happy, and end the cycle, people. That's all we can do. And if you ever need someone to talk to, comment down below. If you have any comments, share, answer any questions that you guys have. And please hit the subscribe button, and let's just get this tribe going. I'm still on a journey, and I'm just looking for people that understand, what I'm talking about. Because when you try to explain narcissistic abuse to certain people, they don't get it. They've never endured these types of relationships. But, if we get the knowledge out there and we each one teach one, and again, eventually, there's going to be more empaths and good people in the world than there will be these pieces of shit, because they'll be exposed. So, again, my name's Cheyenne. Each one teach one, and don't look at yourself as a victim. Look at yourself as a victor, and give yourself a pat on the back for the bullshit you've dealt with. You should have a badge for that. So no more tears, no more sadness, no more depression. Just look at it like you're a warrior and you're a fighter, and you got this. So again, just change your mindset, and I promise you, you're not going to look at it as, when is this going to end? You're going to notice and realize it's never going to end, and it's always going to be a fight. But it can be a good fight, or it can be a bad fight. And make it a good one. Make it worth it. Thanks.